Hi, my name is Brooke Lippman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lippman.
And this is Wine Together,
A podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready. Take my jacket off though.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm gonna get cold. I don't know.
Well, you may, but fortunately, the windows are closed to keep noise out, so maybe you won't get so cold in here today.
Okay.
We're going to try this wine. We haven't tried it yet, so
no, I know. I'm excited.
Let's see. It's French, so we would say salud.
Santé.
Santé. Sorry, santé.
Yeah.
Salud's just my favorite, I guess.
Salud is Spanish.
Okay. Well, next week we're having a Spanish wine, so
okay.
Next week it will be salud. But today, santé. Santé. Let's see.
I just went right for the sip. I didn't.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't blame you.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's sweet.
And
I will say, just kind of stick with you. Mm-hmm. You have it. I like it. This is the kind of wine I like.
It says St. Paul on it. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been to St. Paul's Cathedral in London.
No, wow. I like this one. You don't like it? You're not sure if you like it?
I don't know.
I really like it. It's bold. It's pretty. It is a little sweet, so I'm glad, it's not with food. But I think it would be good with cheese.
I know, I'm sorry you said that. Now I'm getting kind of hungry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think this would be good with cheese. It'd probably be good with fruit, I don't think I'd want it with a meal. But I like it a lot. I like how it just kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long little flavor afterwards.
Well, you learned a little bit about the wine.
Mm-hmm. I did. And I have something exciting I wanted to tell you about. The region where this wine is, where the grapes are grown, there's a walled city in that region.
Ooh, kind of like Solitern?
It's even more walled. Like from an aerial view, it looks like a game you like to play.
What game?
Where you build a city.
Oh, Minecraft?
No. That's the blocks. Carcassonne.
Oh.
Guess what the name of the city is?
What?
Carcassonne.
That's really cool. It's probably based off the game. Or the game is really based off of the city. Sorry,
that's exactly what I was saying. And it looks like a medieval village. I mean, the wall goes all the way around it.
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to go to the area. The area also grows Syrah grapes. Now, I love a Syrah wine, but I like the Syrah wines from Italy. And so this particular wine, it is a blend of grapes, and it has to be 60% of the grapes, because it has the AOC labeling that it came from that region. 60% of the wine needs to be from the grapes from that region. And so it's like a Syrah and another grape. And now I love Syrah wines. I had one at lunch.
Yeah.
And absolutely. So anyway, I think it's a good one. I would definitely buy this again. I love the bottle. So
I know it's really
the bottle is just.
I like there was
beautiful.
another. The Andante has the label kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like an embossed.
Into it.
Yeah, label. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful one, and I love it. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, I'll definitely buy this again. And we got it for half price. Did you know that? It
Yeah.
normally sells about 20 francs.
Oh my gosh.
I know, which is crazy. We bought it for $9.95, and and I was like, that's expensive. I didn't want to pay $9.95 for it. Then found out it normally sells for about 20 francs. I was
Yeah.
like, not bad. I'll take it. Yeah. So I kind of want to get back and get another bottle.
Okay.
Definitely do. But today we want to talk about kind of work-life balance. And for you, it was more school. Up until now,
Yeah.
for you, it's been school. Now you got to kind of figure out the work part of it.
Yeah.
And so, so how did you find balance?
Oh god, I did not, but that's because
Okay.
I didn't really have stuff to like do that was like life stuff. I mean, I did a couple things, and I went to Boston like twice, and one was to go see a show because I had to go see something for a class, and then I ended up not even using that for the class. Hold on, I can hear the echo, so I'm gonna figure out why. That is, turn your volume down, see if that helps.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know how to use these microphones. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't really have that much stuff to do like outside of classwork. Oops. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have that much of a balance. Other
Okay.
than like when I wasn't at school.
Did you feel like you constantly had to work on schoolwork, papers, reading, watching, whatever,
Yeah, because I mean,
practice
it
dance?
wasn't-
I mean, did you have to like take studio time to practice? I mean, outside of
Yeah.
class?
Yeah, I did. Like there was an app that you could reserve studio space on, and like I did that probably at least once a week.
Okay.
Either for like a homework thing or just because I needed the studio space. But now I'm watching the thing and it's not loud. I have no clue how to use these microphones. It's okay.
So we don't know if you're going to hear us or not.
Oh
on
yeah,
this
they'll
one.
be able to hear. I don't know if it's gonna be loud enough or if it's gonna change throughout. Anyway, I don't have that great of editing software yet, so. But yeah, I mean, and then I had to go to like a practice room, or I would sing in the bathroom a lot because like I had to practice like every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I didn't do too much. I went to all the shows and stuff
Right.
at the school.
Yeah, I would have done that too.
And then like once or twice a week I would like go out to eat or something. Like I would get a $5 burrito on Mondays. And then like my senior year on Thursdays I would get Birchwood, which was the restaurant.
Oh,
So good.
that was a really
You had that
so
grilled
neat.
cheese, right? The turkey bacon.
I think that's what I had. Yes,
Yeah, the turkey
it was
bacon
really
spaghetti,
good.
That's what I got every Thursday.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was such a cute little place.
Oh yeah, it's adorable.
And right underneath your condo.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first floor of your condo, so. Or here we would say ground floor. First floor would be the floor up
Yeah.
above the ground floor. We wouldn't
Yeah.
say first floor for what's on the ground. So, it's funny. So if you're ever in an elevator in Switzerland, don't press 1 if you're going to the first floor. I mean, if you're going to the ground floor.
Yeah.
So it's like we have apartments on the ground floor, then the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's funny because I've heard this term so often: work-life balance, work-life balance, and to me, it just. I understand the necessity for it, but I guess I've never been one that felt either overworked or over lazy and not putting time into work. So, I mean, yes, when I was working away from home, I would work until the job was done. I would work until late in the evening if that's what it took. I can remember a time when y'all were younger, I was working 4 jobs. And I had to, just kind of figure out when I could tutor. I already knew my schedule for the baseball team that I was working at. I already knew my schedule for the school I was working at. And so I had to work out the tutoring. And what else was I doing at that time?
Your dissertation? Or
Well,
your
yeah, I was
master's?
working on that, but I wasn't even counting that, honestly. But
I don't know.
But it just, and so I would, like the library would close, I think, at 8 or 9 o'clock. And so if I was tutoring, I was at the library with whoever I was tutoring or at their house. So, I mean, I just have always just worked. And, which is a shame that a woman would have to work 4 jobs to just make the income of a man's one job. But, that's the way it was, when I was there in the U.S. So. But, I didn't feel the need to find balance because I felt like, for some reason, I guess I felt like our family just knew what was what.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we were a little bit older, and like that was at the point where like Em could drive. So we were not it wasn't like we were all really little.
Right. And of course, and I'm glad I waited. I mean, the only regret I have about it, and I hate to say that I have regrets about staying home with my kids, but there is one regret, and it's not a regret. My only regret is that the world didn't understand. Hiring managers don't understand. That's my regret, is that we haven't taught the world that, when a woman does choose to stay home and they're fortunate enough to do it and can afford it, we should make sure that we make a space for them when they come back to, the professional world. Yeah. And people just didn't seem to make a space for me.
Yeah. I had a conversation my sophomore year, I think, with, I had this science class, and it was biology in the news, and I really loved that professor. Like, she was probably one of my favorite professors of all time. And we had a conversation about this because you were talking about, like, you were really struggling to find a job, and I was talking to her about it, and she goes, yeah, like, I understand. And, like, not to say that she didn't have the same kind of struggle that you did, but also, she had a doctorate and she only stayed home 7 years. Like, you stayed at home 20 years. And it's like, I understand that, like, she does have that same kind of similar experience where she did struggle to find a job after staying at home for 7 years. But also, you stayed at home for 20 years and you didn't get your doctorate until, like, after that. And so, I mean, I don't want to be, because it sounds like I'm saying, like, oh, like, it's not valid to, like, say that you struggled with it, because it is, absolutely, but it's also like it's kind of hard to explain that it is kind of different because you started staying at home in like the 90s rather than like getting back in like the late 2010s, right? So almost 2020, rather than it being like the 2000s to the 2010s. Absolutely.
And it's so funny because I mean, it's not like I didn't work beforehand. I mean, my team, the team that I was on, that I was working with, we finished the Human Genome Project before anyone else. Our team finished it. And so I had good experiences. I had, and I thought that was going to take me where I needed to go after I, decided to go back to work when, after I was home with you guys. And, but yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't seem to matter. But today is 3 days since I defended my dissertation and became
3 years?
3 days. Did I say days?
Yes, you did.
Today is 3 years since I finished defending. I've defended my dissertation 3 years ago today and became Dr. Deb Lippman. And yeah, I wanted to do it on April 1st because that's the beginning of Autism Awareness Month.
And it's April Fool's Day.
It is. I'm glad I wasn't April Fooled that night when I defended. But because it was funny because it was, right smack in pretty tough part of COVID. So I was doing everything online. I defended my dissertation online. And, I couldn't even see the face of my team. They didn't have cameras on, and so I was the only face on the screen. And so, it was scary. And I didn't have, but I had a dream team. 3 strong women. I mean, I had the best team.
Yeah. Because most of when I did Zoom classes, most of we had to have our cameras on. I do not like doing Zoom meetings when I can't see people.
Yeah, I want to see them. It
stresses me out. Like, I need to be able to see.
I agree. When I was doing my German classes and we had to move to Zoom, I had to explain to every student, you mute your microphone. If you're not the one talking, mute yourself. That constantly drove me crazy because you'd hear them playing games and stuff. You could tell some of the guys were just playing video games. And then also we had to tell them that you have to have your camera on. This is how we have, this is how we prove that you're in class and, kind of take attendance, and it shows that, we're all working together. so just those few little rules that to me are common sense,
Yeah.
just evidently are not common.
I don't
And
know.
because people didn't seem to make sense of that, and I could not understand. How do you not know that we all hear you snapping those little buttons for your video game?
Yeah, like I mean,
How do you not know that we can hear your roommate saying, "Oh man," cussing and everything when you do something wrong? So I didn't understand how they couldn't get that, and they had to be told every single class. That it was funny. It was just kind of funny to me. But yeah. But I mean, I'm a fan of Zoom, so, and I know you're not, but I am. I
don't know.
I felt
I mean,
like,
I
but
like
it was helpful to me. I was able to do everything, all my research
I
and
like
interviews.
it better than Teams, because I swear if I have to use Teams ever again, I would cry. I hated using Teams. And, like, that's what we had to use because Dean had, like, a thing with Microsoft.
Yeah, you had
so
the Microsoft
everything had to be
365.
Microsoft. And so, like, even, like, when we turned papers in, we had to do them on Microsoft. And so, until we got Canvas, and then we were able to upload any kind of document, but on my courses, which was my freshman year, is what we had, I was only able to use, like, you could only submit it if it was Microsoft Word. And, when I started classes there, I really liked using Google Docs, and you could not submit a Google Doc.
Yeah.
And it was so annoying, because then I would have to, like, go from Google Docs and put it into Microsoft Word, and then submit the Microsoft document. And then just everything.
And the
was
formatting's
Microsoft.
different between the two.
Oh, yeah.
Formatting's very different.
It's different.
But I did everything on Word because, that's kind of what, that was the program I grew up with.
Yeah.
Google came along after I was already learning my computer skills.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, so Microsoft does not, I mean, that Word was, the way
now,
I learned.
Like, after 4 years of doing Microsoft, I can't do anything else. And so, like, I get so confused when I use Pages on my computer because I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
I don't use it that much.
I haven't used Pages. I mean, I've done a little, thought about it
it's
on
a
my
Mac
phone,
thing.
but yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean,
So,
I think it's only Apple. Like, it's only an Apple thing. And, like, you couldn't, on anything, submit anything from Pages. So people who had Macs were like, I can't do anything.
yeah. Oh, well. Oh, well, I understand a need for balance. I mean, I think there are times that I say to, your dad, do you have to work so much? Blah, blah, blah. And then, but then, like last week he had a day off because they had a day off work. Excuse me. But, so, I mean, I guess there is a balance. I do think that it's more noticeable here. And you'll hear people say that, oh, people in Europe, they really understand work-life balance. And that's probably true. And it's so funny because, you grow up with it. Here you grow up with it. And so, you get into a relationship with somebody and it's expected. Whereas where I grew up and I got into a relationship with someone, I had different expectations. From the media that I had access to, whether it was reading magazines, newspapers, or watching on TV, I had a different expectation of a relationship than what they have here.
Yeah.
And so I'm having to even adjust to that. So I think that's a balance I have had to learn to adjust to. Which is kind of funny, weird, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really worked here, so I don't know, because it's just really tough, like, and I know it's going to be tough to get hired, because they say they want to hire young people, but they don't want to hire young people, but they also don't want to hire old people, so it's like, who do you want to hire?
They want to
No
hire
one.
other Europeans.
Yeah, that's also a thing. They
That
don't
is
wanna
a
hire
big thing.
Americans.
That is
So.
very true. They do want to hire other
And
Europeans.
then, like, the tough thing is, like, no, I'm trying to learn German, but, like, they don't really let you. And they're like, oh, but your German's not good enough. And no matter how hard you work, it's not going to be good enough.
I don't know. I think that it's going to be good enough. Got to have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I promise. I mean, I think, we just need to practice more at home.
Yeah.
That's something we need to build into our schedule. Kind of speaking together,
Yeah.
a little bit every morning and every evening.
I mean, there's also just, like, nothing here in terms of, like, what I want to do.
I understand that.
Because, like, none of the, like, theater or dance as professional. So it's all like I'd have to be teaching, and that's not what I want to do. It's gonna make
Sorry.
a sound.
Oh, I'll wait for you to finish.
Okay. What? No. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that, but maybe you don't like teaching dance.
I like teaching dance.
Oh, okay.
I don't like theater. Like, I did 4 years of theater and did not get any opportunities, and made me not like it at all.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So
That would make me bitter as well.
yeah, it's not that it's bitter. It's that, like, how am I supposed to know if I actually like performing in theater if I've never done it?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to go and, like, get a professional job in theater and be like, I hate this.
No.
Because, I mean, with, like, college, we did 1 week of shows. So, like, I didn't know because I didn't get to perform. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, you know, I'm hoping that we can just get a summer job bartender or something. I don't know. I know we need to find something.
I mean, I still want to apply for some internships
I
at the UM.
I want you to as well. Get on that
So,
this week.
Yeah.
That'll be.
But, because if I can figure that out.
Okay.
That's what he
Yep.
said.
Yep. So, I mean, the thing is to follow through
Yeah.
like you said you would do.
Mm-hmm.
You do your part,
Yeah.
and let everything else work itself out.
Yeah. Because, like you said, that they would be fine hiring someone with no experience.
That's what it said. That's exactly
And
what
it's
I
not
read.
like I have completely no experience in some of the things. I did take classes on, like,
Right, and that's the thing. You have
communications and that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Absolutely, and highlight those in your resume.
Yeah. Well, I can't put just a class that I took on my resume. There's, like,
Well, you can have it. That could go under experience. I mean, did y'all have projects? Did you, So that could technically go under experience. And get somebody to help you with your resume. So, I think that but it's absolutely not going to work out if we don't do the work.
Yeah.
We got to find again. So just like we were talking about, trying to get a schedule going for us, and so now your schedule is going to be. Your job is going to be finding a job.
yeah. Well,
And so you're going to
this
spend
is
8
also
hours.
work.
Absolutely. We do a lot of work with this. We absolutely do. And this is experience that you're getting. That's going to go on your resume. But absolutely, there's got to be 2 hours a day that you spend every single day,
Yeah.
either applying or looking for jobs. Yeah. So, and then you just got to keep going until it happens. And keep telling people, say, I'm looking for a job, got to find a job. It's funny. A lot of my life, my job has been, child rearing and keeping the house maintained, cleaned, and keeping up with stuff like that. I'm not doing a good job of that right now, by the way. Just tell that secret. Sorry, y'all. I am not doing well since I got back here. But, planning on running the robot vacuum this afternoon after we record. But, I have not figured out the balance yet. I haven't gotten back to that balance. Because, just, it was, as tough as that job was, it was also kind of tough to leave it. And I loved how I was living. I was living a very simple life, living in a little camper. And I worked unbelievable hours, probably 15 to 16 hours a day. And I worked on the weekends. It was hard for us to find time to record, if you recall. Because I was working so much. I did not have balance at all. And that was the problem. Was anytime I'm alone, if I'm left to my own devices, I cannot find balance. I will do work, or none.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't find a balance. I'm always, it's either all of one or all of the other. And I don't know, where that comes from. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing. Like, I keep thinking, oh, it's going to get warm this week. I want to clean the balcony. I want to get all the weeding done.
Yeah.
I want to get the furniture arranged the way I want it for the summer. And that's all I'm thinking about is working out there. So I'm not cleaning inside.
Yeah.
And so, and then I feel like this morning I spent a few hours working on, the website, and I can't do this stuff. I mean, I'm having to learn as I go.
Yeah. I mean,
And,
that's what I have to do with the editing. I don't know how to do this stuff.
Yeah. And so it just, I want us to put more work into this.
Well, yeah.
More work into the social media aspects of it. Is my microphone off?
No.
Okay.
It's just the light.
It's not
because
light on.
bright
The
out,
light's
yeah.
not on. Okay.
No, the light is on. It's just
Okay.
bright outside.
And so I know there's, so much work to be done. If we really want to kind of push it out there and kind of, put our life on social media, we're going to have to actually do it.
I know.
Instead of just saying we're going to do it, we have to actually do it.
I mean,
So-
social media is a lot of work. Like, people
It's a
trash
lot of
on
work.
influencers, but oh my gosh, I'm doing it like twice a week for the podcast, and it's so much. And
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do a lot more, like 10 times more now.
Yeah.
So, and it's so much work. Like, oh my gosh. Because you have to, like, do everything perfect. And, like, and I get it. It's fun to, like, trash on the influencers and stuff, especially the ones that are, like, so entitled and are asking for, like, free stuff. But it's, like, when you're actually, like, really trying to do it because you're really passionate about it, because it's really fun.
It is. Yeah.
It's just so much work.
And you say that. This is one point that I was going to try to get to, but I didn't want to say anything until I had a good segue into it, which you just gave me.
Yeah.
You do like to teach. You just like to
Yeah.
teach in a different way.
Yeah, and people don't like the way I teach. So I've been told that people don't like the way I teach.
Well, but, okay, but this is teaching in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, this is, the things that we have to talk about, I
Yeah.
guarantee you somebody else out there is questioning something similar in their own life. And so we have an opportunity to teach in this format.
I know. I mean, I think
And I think that we should take advantage of that.
I think more of the thing is, I like especially if I teach kids, I always like kind of treat them like they're ready for like a little bit more complicated way of learning, and people don't like that I don't baby their children. And then so when I was working with high school kids, when I did my internship a couple years ago, like I was told by like because I was the assistant choreographer, and I was told by the choreographer, she was like, they didn't like the way that you taught the dances, and they didn't like the way you were like teaching this or whatever. And I was like, okay, like I took it in stride, but in my head I'm like, I don't think I did anything that was like, maybe they thought I wasn't communicating well enough. And now, like, obviously I'm a better teacher now, but still, I mean, I think maybe I treated them too much like they were adults, but they were like the middle of high school, like 14 to 18 year olds is who we had in that show.
And I'm just telling you, you took some pedagogy classes after that, and so you learned a little bit. But yes, look, I know a lot of people that might be listening to this either have 14 to 18-year-olds, or you might actually be 14 to 18 years. I hope you're not watching us drink wine and thinking, "Ooh, how cool," because you shouldn't be at 14 to 18 years old. And so, but I'm just saying, their brains are different. They are literally working with maybe 2/3 of a brain at 18 years old. 14 years old, half a brain.
My brain is not even
half a brain.
fully the way yours
No,
is.
you are not.
You're not, like, your brain isn't even, like, fully and now they're saying, like, 26, 27.
See, that's the lower end of
You're
it.
getting too close to the microphone.
A true thought of it is you need to have life experiences, and people who don't have certain experiences, their brain could go as late as 40 years old to be fully developed.
Yeah.
Because it is these life experiences, like work, having to work in collaborative teams.
Yeah.
All this teaches your brain to grow in different ways. And if you don't have those experiences, it's going to take you much longer for that brain to develop.
This is why, like, people say with, like, the relationship thing, even if you're a professional in your field, that's why you shouldn't be, like, 21 dating a 28-year-old.
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry.
You're just,
I agree.
You're not at the same place. I was talking to you about that the other day about someone else. But
yes, but here's the thing. At 28 married a 22-year-old.
Well,
so I'm a bad influence.
Okay, you gotta watch the bar, make sure you don't get to the red.
Okay, do I get to the red?
Yes.
How far is the red?
See where the yellow is?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope you're going to take this out. Oh, did I get all that far?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you want to be close, but not too close, and you don't want to be like
Maybe I
super,
want it
super
turned
loud.
this way.
Yeah, because if people
'Cause
listen to
check
headphones,
it
it
to the
bothers
side.
them.
Okay.
It gets loud.
All right, I got you. But so I was that bad person. Sorry.
Okay, no,
When I
it's
say
okay,
it's I.
Yeah.
I can't. So
It's
let's
okay,
not
okay,
talk
sorry,
about
sorry,
myself.
sorry, just...
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think. I mean, yeah, it was like also a different time, and things are different now. Like genuinely, just not even necessarily how we see the world, but in just people in general, they're learning that you need to take more time to understand life and all that. And so I think that's what the difference is, because you guys got married in the 90s.
We did. We got married in the early 90s, and he had already been in the Marine Corps for at least 4 years.
Yeah, I mean,
think.
this is like what I just said with the
So-
professional. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it's also
And he
like
swears that makes him older. He's not older.
No.
He's still 6 years younger than me. Shame on me. I know. Sorry, people.
No, but I mean, yeah, like it's a different time. Like now, I don't understand like people my age marrying like 30-year-olds. That's wrong. I could not.
Well, I mean, that's you, right?
Yeah.
You may be different than others, so I mean, I guess I want to say we shouldn't judge people. We can't
Yeah.
judge people because we do it all the time. Sorry,
Yeah.
we just do. But we shouldn't necessarily.
Yeah.
And we don't know the
But
relationship.
it's not necessarily
but my
coming
thing,
from a judgy point of view. It's coming from a worry point of view.
I understand that.
Because
but
it's worrying when you're in that big of an age gap. The older person is typically like but it doesn't matter who is the man and who is the woman. The
Right.
older person tends to be more like controlling and.
Is that do you see that in our relationship? I'm very controlling.
No, I'm talking about romantic relationships.
I'm
What are
talking
you
about that
saying?
one me and you. I'm talking about your dad.
No.
You don't think I'm very controlling of him?
I mean, I think you both have your problems. But that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like, nowadays, people are, like, some people are getting a lot more manipulative and controlling than, like...
I made a
Last
mistake
times.
when we first got married, and I'll be honest with you. So it must have been 98 because we had a computer,
Yeah.
and I guess the first home computer in our house was in 95. So, and then that was right as AOL was coming out. So I was learning right at the beginning of the big, of people having household computers.
Yeah.
So when you weren't even born, and a friend of mine got in touch with me on Facebook, and it was at the beginning stages of Facebook, and so the only people I knew to connect with from my past were, of course, people I went to high school with, and this person got in touch with me from high school, and she opened up to me about her current relationship
Okay.
and the struggles that she was having with her new husband and the ex-wife.
Okay.
And stupid me said, I remember my mom saying that if you marry a man that's been divorced, you're also marrying the ex-wife or the ex-partner. And as true as it is, it was not the right thing for me to say. It was not my place to say it, but I
No.
didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
I truly believed I was being a friend. And, and I'm just now learning that you guys don't really want friends. You want yes people. You want people who always tell you you're doing the right thing,
Yeah.
that you're great at this, and that you're got a beautiful family, and that your kids never do anything wrong, and you never do anything wrong, and your spouse is perfect. You don't want someone like me in your life because I'm not that person. And I've gotten in trouble so many times telling people the truth.
Yeah.
And people hate me because of that. And I can't understand it, and I can't change. So now I just rather people not ask me anything. Don't tell me your stories. Don't ask me for advice because I'm going to tell you my truth. I even have to say it to your dad. If he says something, I'll say, can I speak my truth? And I'll say, look, I'm serious because I've got something to say about this. And if you don't want to hear it, don't ask me. Mm-hmm. Because it leads to a fight every single time. Every time. Because, don't ask me. I just, don't ask. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Because it's not fair to me for you to get mad at me when you're the one that asked the question.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Well, what I was talking about earlier.
Sorry.
I didn't finish my thought. Like, when I'm talking about, like, people being, like, controlling, I mean, like, cutting them off from, like, family and friends and stuff. I mean, I'm still thinking about the Gabby Petito documentary. That was so good.
It was so good.
The way they put it together was so good. But, yeah, I mean, like, the way, like, he really just cut her off from everyone.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So if someone had said, okay, so say you've been married a month and you have your first big argument. And the only person the woman knows to call is her sister. Because her sister's been married for 10 years. Yeah. And so she calls her sister and she asks this advice, what to do. And then he comes in and says, don't ever involve your family in our arguments. Is that right or wrong?
That you should not involve your family in your personal arguments. That's not the same thing as being like, hey, don't ever talk to your family because they're bad people.
Well, I guess that's true.
It's not the same thing.
I took it as that.
You should not, no, it's not the same thing. You should not go and get your family against your spouse. That's not okay.
Well, I guess I didn't realize that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I mean, you don't realize it, but maybe I've just been on Reddit too much.
Maybe, I mean, if you're learning from it, though. But if you're learning.
But I'm not necessarily. I've never been in, like, that situation. Like, I've never even had a boyfriend, so I can't say anything.
Well, I know that day is coming. And I know you think I'm mean for thinking, I just don't want, I'm so worried about you getting heartbroken. I mean, I want you to have relationships. I shouldn't say that. I do. I just, oh gosh, heartache is so tough.
Yeah, but that's life.
It is life, and it is absolutely how you learn to have a better relationship in the future, and how you learn to have a forever relationship if that's what you want. Yeah. Because you're never going to learn from the first one.
Yeah.
Well,
I know. I went on, like, 3 dates with the guy, and then he just, like, completely ghosted me after saying he wanted to be friends, so... And then he still watches my Instagram stories, so I don't
then he wants to
that.
be your friend.
He doesn't! Because I tried reaching out and being like, hey, I'd still like to be friends, and then he ghosted me again.
Oh, okay.
But he still watches my Instagram stories, so I don't know.
That's okay. Well, maybe there's going to come a day that he does want to be your friend.
No, that's probably not going to happen.
And so... But,
it's not my job to try again. I mean, I still would like to be friends. He was a nice guy. Yeah. But kind of a jerk for just not communicating. Because, like, on the first date, he was like, oh, well, communication is such a big deal for me. And I was like, yeah, me too. And then he just doesn't communicate. Like, you're being a hypocrite there. But it's been 2 years.
It's kind of bizarre. Yeah, you do. That is bizarre to say that and then not to follow through with it. I just, I don't know. People are weird. We're all weird.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's British.
Maybe. We have this friend.
I'm not knocking on British people. I love British people. They're great.
Okay. Yeah, and I should not bring up. Okay. There is, okay, I'm not going to bring up too much on TikTok, but look, y'all, I love TikTok. I'm sorry. I get sucked into that rabbit hole. And there's this one, I don't know his name. I don't keep up with the names. I'm sorry. I wish I could shout out to him because he does manners. He's British and he teaches you manners. Oh. And he says there's 3 kinds of people that drink wine. And he says, the one that does this, the way I drink my wine, holds it by the globe, you're the alcoholic.
Oh, let's shout out Ren, because Ren's asking if you have your phone on you.
And say that I do not. Ask if it's important. But yeah, let's shout out to Ren. Ren the Rose Boy, if y'all like some art, he does some great drawings if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And, I have so many struggling artists as kids. My kids are all struggling artists, and I just, I need the You're not a struggling artist. You're doing this. This is an art.
No, I was joking. I said, how dare you? Like, because you have 4 kids that are struggling artists.
Oh, yeah.
How dare
Well,
you
once.
have 4 kids that are struggling.
Well, my 5th kid though, he's doing well. He does. He works for this group that goes around and he. They plant. They get rid of invasive species in different places, and then they plant species that are native to the area. And he goes all over, southeastern U.S. And so my 5th one there, he's my first, but but he's not a struggling artist. He has this great job that as far as I know, he still loves it. So that's my oldest.
Yes,
but the others.
Important.
Okay, the
I'm
others.
not gonna say it on the camera.
Okay.
I'll just
Sorry.
It's okay. Did you text her?
Yeah, I'm
you gotta
texting.
press send, Mom.
Oh, this is sorry.
Something else.
Yeah, something else. I think something happened at the corner store.
Oh no, in Darendingen?
Yeah.
When?
Sunday morning.
Oh. So what?
A robbery, I think a robbery.
Oops. Okay, what did...
Anyway, Dad sent it to
you texted Ren?
Yeah. And Dad.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Did you press send?
I did.
Okay, just making sure. Cause
well, let me double
you
check.
Like the other day,
yeah,
when you were texting me instead of someone else, and I was so confused.
I think it was Ren again.
I was so confused.
Sorry. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your children.
I know.
Your children.
Again,
we got distracted for a little
starving
bit. Some
artists.
of it will be cut off, but I'm not 100% sure how much of it I'm cutting out. So I think some of it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that, we save the funny life stuff as long as, look, kids that happen to be listening or watching, we're not making fun of you. It's just, this is life. I think people need to see that other people live life just like them.
That was me. Sorry.
And so I think that's one thing that this podcast can do is we can show that life is, hard sometimes, funny sometimes, absolutely beautiful all the time. Mm-hmm. I love having a family. Mm-hmm. So, I think that that's the one thing I know I did right. Mm-hmm. I know I did. Sometimes I questioned, why did I do this and why did I do that? Like the staying at home thing. Mm-hmm. Why did I, because I don't want to say that I gave up my career. I did give up my career. People just chose not to hire me after spending 20 years doing a very hard job. Yeah.
I know. I think that people don't really see it as like a job. This is something that also comes up on Reddit. Oh my god, I use Reddit way too much. Where like it'll be like the male partner in the relationship doesn't see being a stay-at-home mom as a tough job.
Oh gosh,
and it's
no,
like
they don't.
couldn't handle it for a day. Like when the woman was like, "Okay, then you do it, and I'll do like whatever it is you do," or something like that. And they couldn't handle it for like a day.
And it was funny because when we first got married.
Yeah. Which I have to say, I think if the roles were reversed, Dad would have been a really good stay-at-home dad.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's just my experience with him as a dad. I think he's a really good dad. I don't know about.
But, okay, good at dad, yeah.
Yeah.
But would he have done the laundry, done the ironing, done the cleaning?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I did it all.
Yeah, but it also, because that was your, like, what you chose to do.
Absolutely, and I loved it.
So if it were the reverse, where you were mom and he, like, you were working mom and he chose to be a stay-at-home dad, I think he probably would have been really good at it.
Okay, like the cleaning and everything.
I think so. I mean, he likes to cook. He won't, like, say it. He likes to cook. When he cooks us omelets on Saturdays, he really enjoys that. What?
Okay.
Do you think
he enjoys the cleaning afterwards?
I don't know.
Does he clean afterwards?
He did pretty good when you weren't here.
Okay.
Like, he would do the dish. He was better at doing the dishes when you weren't here.
Okay.
Because he didn't have it. But, like, yeah, I mean, if that was the thing, if, like, you were like, no, I'm not going to do it, like, that's your job, I think he would be good at doing it. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I have a different experience than you, so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I came back, don't get mad, but this place had not been dusted in 5 months. So it had not been dusted. It didn't look like it had been vacuumed too much. So I'm telling you, I'm still trying to catch up.
Yeah. I mean,
And I've been home 4 months.
I had cleaned my bathroom a couple times. But I just was also so burnt out from having to clean that condo by myself every week that it's so tough to make...
You gotta cut them out. They're gonna, if they listen to it. Okay.
It's fine. Like, I had to, like, clean that bathroom by myself, and I got so tired that now it's so stressful cleaning out my bathroom, because I'm just, like... It was so tough doing that because it was mostly the last couple months I was doing everything by myself, and it was tough.
Yeah. I think it is really hard to clean up behind other people.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that. It's really hard. But now, before I started my master's training and before I started on my doctorate, I was able to do it all. I mean, I had a plan, and then I lost that. I just lost the ability to focus on my research, my classes, and the household. And the household fell behind. And I'll never forgive myself for that. Never forgive myself for that. Yes, there were children in the house that were old enough that could have helped, and they should have, and I didn't force them. And that's where I was a terrible mom at.
I don't think you were a bad mom at anything.
Well, I didn't make y'all do chores and teach y'all responsibility.
We all had to do our own laundry.
You did have to do your own laundry.
At 10.
You did. Y'all did start doing your own laundry.
At least I wasn't one of those people that goes to college and can't do laundry. But we had to we each had a day where we had to put the dishes away, and like, I used to have to clean that one bathroom.
Yeah.
And like I did all the baseboards and stuff.
Yep,
and
you did do the baseboards for me.
So you had to tell me to do it, and I wasn't happy because I was a kid. But like I think you did make us clean up and stuff.
I hope that y'all feel like you learned some responsibility. Yeah. Because unfortunately, that's just life, right? I mean, you cannot live in a space and expect the fairies to come and clean it at night, because they don't. Yeah. I'm just telling you, those who still think they do, it's not the fairies. Your mom is still helping you. But it was really tough, because that's something... Now, if I'm by myself, I love to be home and clean by myself. And I know a lot of people don't like to clean. But I do find peace and like this mental uplift cleaning if I am home alone. I do not like to clean when other people are here, because then I feel like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you not helping me?
Yeah.
And then there's like a resentment comes out, and so that's kind of stupid on my part. That's dumb me. But I do love to. I still love to clean when when I'm home. Now look, I did clean some last week. Like I got that office completely straightened out, and you were here. So I mean, it's still kind of got some things still packed up in there. I need to get straightened out, but it's much better than it was. Yeah. And I can work in there now, and so I'm feeling good about that.
I know. I got to get some stuff done in my room, like my drawers and stuff.
Yeah. There's a few things you got to get done, and I hope that you'll get on that this week.
Yeah.
I said to do it last week, so yeah, I'm going to just stay on you about that. Yeah.
I have to say, when I did my laundry on Sunday, I got all my laundry put up right away when it was like...
Oh, very good. I'm so proud of you. That is good. I mean, that does feel good to get it all put up right away. Oh,
especially like when it feels better to get it put away when it's light out, because I usually, I mean, like in the winter, I have such a tough time like just putting it away. Because I'm like, I did the laundry. And
it's so funny because I love when it starts getting cold. I love that it gets dark early, which is weird. But I just love to snuggle. I love my blankies, and I love Cuddl Dud blankies. I'm sorry I'm giving shout-outs to people that ain't paying me, but I love my Cuddl Dud blankies. Well, sorry. Yeah, well, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm not the kind of person that can just kind of give up everything just yet. But, well.
Anyway, well.
I know, we need to wrap this up. We really hope y'all have enjoyed listening today.
We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. If you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at WineTogetherPod. And if you don't want to miss out on our regular weekly episodes along with all our bonus content, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as subscribing, liking, and commenting to our YouTube, Wine Together Podcast.